guys, welcome to Timeline Week. I'm so pumped and so excited to welcome Kim Baker Beauty. She is a Bay Area and destination wedding makeup artist, and I like to call her like a good vibe artist as well. She is so talented at making all of my brides and just feel comfortable in their own skin, feeling their best and feeling polished. But then also, like I said, she's like a good vibe person. All right. And we're in!
Yay!
I can see your beautiful face. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. So I went through my phone and I literally just like swiped off all of the apps that were open. I'm like, what could possibly be wrong? Oh, I'm so happy to see your gorgeous face.
Yay! Okay. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Okay, this is gonna work.
Yes, I think we're good. We're like on the right track. Oh my gosh. So, Kim, okay, so let's just like dive into these questions. Yeah. I know people are excited and I'm pumped. What is your advice for brides that are like the mascara, chapstick, in the purse, on the way out the door, the type of bride that they want to feel polished and they want to feel beautiful, but they don't, like they just want to look like themselves? What advice do you have?
So that is my bride. Like that is 95% of the gals who come to me. Like either they don't wear makeup on a regular basis or it's the same thing every day. So I show up to my initial video chat to get to know them without makeup on, just like today, because that is me on a day-to-day basis, and I want to connect with them in that way. But then I'm also a licensed esthetician, so most of what I do has a background in skincare. I really focus on the skin because if your skin looks good, I can apply less makeup to get the look you want. I can help you feel comfortable, and it's going to last longer, look better longer. So I just kind of talk them through that whole process. But also my brides get a skincare consultation. Once they sign, they get a form to fill out. So I get to know their skin the whole way through. I can give them little recommendations to make their skincare routine work for them. And then that just makes their makeup look even better. So there's so many options. My priority is to make them feel amazing in how they look and how the makeup feels on them.
Yes, I love that. And I love how you mentioned it's like the preventative, right? It's like once you're in contract with you, you're already going through the skincare routine, which could quite possibly be, if they're ahead of the game, a year out. So imagine if someone gets the opportunity to work with you and they're like working on their skincare, working on their, even sometimes their nutrition, to just make sure that their skin is just glowing on their wedding day.
Exactly.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So now that we're just talking about like all things makeup, when you like walk into the room, like what is it that's on your mind? Because I know every time I walk, you're always there before me when I arrive on wedding days. You're already working your magic. And I swear, I wish I could, like there's no other way to express it than to physically be in your presence. And how do you make people feel just so zen? Like what is your magic about that? How do you create that?
So I don't fully know because I think it's just part of who I am. But I try to set up the room. I always say that it's like part of my job description that I'm an interior designer because I always switch a room around. Just making it so there's enough space to be comfortable and things to flow easily. From being in bridal suite so much, I can tell if it's going to get overwhelming or if it's going to feel tight and cramped. So the actual logistics of where things are helps. I'm also a big empath. So I literally can feel what my client is feeling. If they're starting to get stressed and worked up, like I know, and I'm going to do what I can to like diffuse the situation. I also get to know my brides really well before the wedding day. So I know if they're like a hype up girl and they might need the like girl boy band situation to like make them feel jazzed up, or if we need more like mellow music and maybe a sip of champagne to bring it down. So I'm always paying attention in that way to figure out like, who are you? What do you need to like feel your best self?
I love that. And that's incredible because I can absolutely relate to that. In fact, I'm kind of like that spooky, like just that intuition is so strong, right? And I feel like that's how you know that we are answering our calling, where we really enjoy this and we want to kind of share those experiences with our brides. And that's just so cool. That's so like woo woo kind of, but I'm really into that. I think that's really cool.
I'm so into it.
Yes. gosh, I love it. Okay, cool. So let's roll right into the next question. What are some timeline delays, specifically in the morning, that can really hinder the timeline?
Yeah, so the biggest one is people not knowing where they need to be when. So I make a timeline for the morning, including any services, any vendors who are involved in like the beauty getting ready part. But I also really reiterate to my brides, share the timeline with everyone, let them know in advance, update them as it changes, because if people don't know where they need to be, they can't be there. And that is like the number one thing that will delay things. Just generally not being prepared. So I even include in my timeline, like, this is when you need to brush your teeth. This is when you need to get dressed. Like, because if you don't know, you don't know.
It's so simple, but you don't know. You're right.
And then, it's like, on your wedding day, you don't want to be herding cats. You don't want to be going around reminding everyone. So if everybody just knows, then they can be there when they need to be there.
I love that. And I'm so happy you brought this up, because I even have on my, I teach that for, helping photographers. And it's like, that's one of the questions that I actually have them write down as a checkpoint is, what time, that is the one question I get asked every morning. What time do I need to get ready? What time do I need to get dressed? And whether that comes from the mother of the bride or bridesmaids or the groomsmen in the other room, you're right. It's almost like you need to just print out the timeline and then pass it out at the door, or pass
totally.
it at the rehearsal dinner the night before, and just prepare everybody. Because it's one thing for your vendor team to be on the same team and be on the same page, but when your sister doesn't know what time to bring your niece for, as a flower girl,
right.
or your dad doesn't know what time to show up, that's so important. Oh my God, I'm so happy you mentioned that.
Yeah, totally. The other thing is phones. Especially for the maid of honor or the mom, they feel so much responsibility to help you have the best day. So they're attached to the phone. But if you just take the hour it takes to get your hair and makeup or one service done and put the phone away or give it to somebody else, I can get my service done. You can feel relaxed and you're not being pulled away constantly. The bride is usually really good about that. The bride's I don't have my phone today. Other people have got this. But the maid of honor and the mom, they feel so much responsibility. So I try to gently, kindly be okay, let's put this down. It's all good. Somebody else can handle it. But if you can kind of schedule that in of you have two backup people to answer the phones or answer calls, and they can take turns so they can also relax and keep the timeline moving.
I love that. And I think that also attests to your vibe and your comfort, your blissful morning is, it's time to feel pampered. And that doesn't just mean for our brides. It means for the wedding party and moms. And that's really good advice.
Because, everyone wants to look good in photos. And so if you feel good, you're going to look that much better.
Yes.
And enjoy yourself.
Yes. And that's the thing. I feel it's, yes, some moms want to do their own makeup or they feel comfortable doing their own routine, and that's fine. But just having that time to feel pampered and just relax, it completely sets the tone for the entire day.
100%. Absolutely. You can be more present. You can be more grounded. Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh, these are so good. Perfect. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and roll right into the next question. You're knocking these out of the park. So we already answered the good vibes and how do you enhance that, which is awesome. And then you mentioned earlier how you are also kind of an interior designer when you roll in and you kind of set up the place. So from a getting ready experience, what is the best location, and what should our brides be looking for when they are booking their getting ready location?
So number one is the amount of space. Always think of more than what you would initially think, because each vendor is bringing or in need of a chair. I bring my own, but typically a hairdresser would just use one in the room. But then we also need space to put all of our products. And the more space we have, the easier it is to work, because then we can see everything and get to things quickly. And then I bring my own light. But ideally, in a dream world, I am in front of a huge window with like sheer curtains so I can adjust them as the light changes. That doesn't usually happen, but when it does, it just makes it easier for me to see what you're going to see in the camera and how things will show up. So sometimes if that's not the case, say it's really dark in the room, I'll even take my clients outside to double check how the makeup looks and all of that. But a big, basically natural diffused light is the dream.
I love that. Yeah, and I can't agree more. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Especially for photos. And you're right. There's something to be said about having the sun shining, and even if it's a cloudy day, just natural light coming into your getting ready space, and that, I mean, it's just so like scientifically just makes you happy. Like that's part
totally
of it.
All the vitamin D.
Yes. Oh, love that. Perfect. And then, okay, so let's roll into the next question, which, I mean, you're doing so good. What advice do you have? I know you had said that you customize this for each of your brides, each of your clients that come to you. But what type of quick tips can you share about the skin prep as you are preparing for your wedding?
So, one, just having a routine. I think so many people, you know, spending those extra few minutes in the morning and the evening is like too much, and they'll just wipe their face down. A wipe is only getting the very, very top layer of makeup or dirt. So that's not doing you any favors. So the general basics of skincare is to cleanse, hydrate, exfoliate, and protect. And there's so many options within all of those, which is why I love helping my brides figure out exactly what products work for them. But when you cleanse, you want a product that's not going to strip your skin of all the oil. Oil is amazing. It helps you stay young looking. It can create some acne, but there are things for that. And then, so cleanse, exfoliate, exfoliation. Either people overdo it or underdo it. I personally love chemical exfoliants because they're more gentle on the skin as opposed to something with like beads or
abrasiveness kind of.
Yeah, exactly. That should only be 3 times a week tops. So you get some of the women who are like, oh, I exfoliate every day because I want my skin to be super smooth, and they're breaking out, they're super, super oily. And then you have the other people who are like, oh, I don't need to exfoliate, and your skin's like full of stuff. So you want to find that like happy balance. And then moisturizing is obvious. You want to keep your skin hydrated and feeling good and protect. Oh my goodness, 90% of skin damage happens from the sun, and 90% of that happens before we're 18. So protect your skin. Yes. SPF 30 or higher. 30 is enough though. And every time you go into the sun, or if you're in the sun for every 2 hours. I like to keep on hand like a spray sunblock. Supergoop makes a really good one, because then you could apply it over makeup, without makeup. It's really easy. I just always keep one with me. But that will help reduce signs of aging, fine lines, wrinkles, all that stuff. So that's like the quick, very, very quick version of it. Yes, yeah.
No, I love that. And I think that's important because I also know, just as you're planning your wedding, it can be very stressful. And so although your skin, like, maybe can we chat about that? Because I know that like sometimes like just naturally hormones change. Even seasonally, our skin is constantly changing. And so can you chat about that, where maybe someone, like, let's say someone has been lucky and has pretty good skin, but then as their wedding is quickly approaching, it's like the pimples start coming out, maybe the drying, I don't know like what happens, but
totally.
Can you chat about that?
So, yes. Our skin is really affected by hormones, and our hormones are affected by stress. So it's kind of this like domino effect that happens. And actually something we can do to help our skin that has nothing to do with caring for it is to keep our environment tidy and to keep ourselves organized. It's going to reduce your overwhelm. It's going to help you feel more calm and therefore not show up in your skin. But if that's not working. I always recommend to my brides get a facial like a month before. Someone who can look at your skin through a microscope, like the magnifying mirror, and really see everything is going to give you like exact details on what you should do for your skin. So I'm giving you a pretty good idea, but if you're stressed and things are happening like out of whack, go see an esthetician. What else? I love the Mario Badescu drying lotion. It's amazing for like spot treating pimples, especially whiteheads. Like if one is coming out and it's just like even cystic acne, pop some of that on at night before you go to bed, and in the morning it's either gone or like so much smaller. That stuff is miracle. But yeah, keeping yourself like as calm and organized is actually going to help your skin, especially approaching wedding day.
I love that, and it's so funny because as you're saying that, like the first thought that came to mind was, okay, so I probably should be washing my sheets more often, right? Like that was like the first thing, like cleanse, like especially my pillows. But I just started thinking now, it's like, okay, like all that stress can be related to how many water bottles are in your car and how messy your car is and what your desk looks like at work, and it's just so interesting how this is all encompassing, where all of that stress. It's small. Like, who thinks of the clutter in your desk drawer at work can affect your skincare? Like, it's just crazy. Right. And so I just think that's interesting, whether it's, relationship stress outside of you and your partner and family drama, like all of these things, they all impact you and impact your hormones and your skin. Like, I just think that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Well, and then how many times when you're stressed out do you start eating worse, and then like it's just all connected and all a domino effect. Also, side note, a silk pillowcase is amazing for your hair and your skin. It doesn't hold on to bacteria as easily. So even if you're washing it just as much as a cotton pillow, it's going to be better for you because you're not like sleeping on the germs.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is why I handpicked all of these incredible experts, because who would have thought we'd be talking about pillowcases, like talking about your makeup. It's just so awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So in line with Timeline Week, like this is like, I'm really trying to help our future couples really nail down some timelines. What advice would you give for like average times where, like, whether it be like, can you share with us like how long a typical bridal session takes? How much time on average based on X amount of bridesmaids? Like, let's like nail down some like time checks. Yeah.
So my general formula is I spend an hour with each client. Now, it doesn't always take that much. So I also ask for everyone to be available a half an hour before their appointment time. Because if we're running ahead of schedule, awesome. It's just going to make the day better. But I also schedule a half an hour to set up, a half an hour for touch-ups. So that allows the very first person to look as good as the last person who goes. You can eat and drink and everything in the morning, and I do lips at the very end. So that's an hour per person, including the bride, because I've spent a lot of time with the bride nailing down what their exact look is. So day of, we're not guessing. And then I also communicate with photographers, like, okay, how much photos do you want to do before they leave the bridal suite? I also ask how much travel time there is. And then I cushion in like an extra 15 minutes in there because, again, rather be ahead of schedule, and you just don't want to be stressed out. Like, more time is better. And my brides are always like, oh, I don't want to wake up that early, or girl, you're going to be up.
That's literally
you are going to be up.
When you said that, I was like, yes. It was like, you're going to be awake anyway, no matter how late you stay up, no matter how many drinks you had the night before.
Oh my God.
Your body's going to be ding awake at like 4:30 in the morning. So
on my wedding night, I was so chatty, and finally I had to tell my friends, I'm like, I'm going to shut up so you can sleep, even if I can't sleep. Like, you all will, I'll have all the adrenaline. And it's so true. Like, on wedding day, you could pull an all-nighter and you're still going to be like buzzing. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You'll crash at the end, but you'll be up.
I love that. Oh my gosh, no, these are so helpful. And I think that's, I find with a lot of, whether it's like wedding coordinators, wedding planners, photographers, we come in and we say like, okay, this is what time you need to be ready, right? Because that's like our expertise. Like, please be ready at this time. And then we just kind of bank and hope that our makeup and glam team, hair and stylists, do what they need on the front end. And so I love confidently working with you and a lot of our other preferred vendors in the Bay Area, where it's like, I know that when I show up and I say, let's be ready at this time, like, you even have brushing your teeth on the schedule. Like, I just think it's like everything is thought of. It's so incredible, Kim.
It's all from experience. I have been in the bridal suite where no one knows where to be when. I've been in the bridal suite where people are sitting down and, oh my God, I need to brush my teeth. So I've definitely learned from experience, and I don't want to be the reason a bride or a photographer is running behind schedule. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to not only keep them on time, but preferably a little bit ahead of time, because that also allows for moments like if brides want to pray with their girls, if they want to have a dance party, it allows that opportunity of also a little bit of spontaneity in the day where you don't have to plan out every single moment, but if there's extra time, you get to do those really intimate things.
I love it. You're like made me cry. Like, I'm already thinking of like, oh yes, and that's because that's one thing I preach to all of my couples and photographers that I'm trying to help as well, is like as experts, like you said, like we do this all the time. Like our everyday is someone's once in a lifetime, right? Like that's kind of like my little motto. And we forget about those moments, like those twirls with the flower girl as soon as she has her dress on, or just moments with parents that we want to cherish and not feel rushed or feel like, oh, leave me alone because I need to get my eyelashes on, right?
Totally. I just always refer back to my own wedding and the experiences. And honestly, half of the weddings I am driving to, I'm like starting to cry just thinking of like how I felt and how I want my brides to feel. I'm like, oh my God, they're feeling this. And like, I remember that. And it's like, oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it because like I get to relive it and I get to amplify that in my clients every season. It's the best. I love it. And I know working with you and other vendors like you who like, that's the priority. Those feels, the like ooey gooey, once in a lifetime, oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing this, feels like that's what I live for. I know that's what you live for too. It's the best.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, okay, so you kind of like already answered it. As we've been just kind of like rolling in these conversations. But one thing I've been loving to ask all of my guest speakers this week is, what is like one moment of the wedding day that you like is just your favorite? It's just like a piece of your heart that you really look forward to.
Oh, the first look. Like, first look for me, giving the bride the mirror and, she's seen her trial and she's told me what she wants to look like. But that looking at yourself for the first time when your makeup is done on your wedding day, there is something so special about that of, like, all the butterflies come. You realize that this is the day you're marrying the love of your life. This is what you're looking like on your wedding day. Like, I am literally getting chills because, like, most of my brides tear up when I hand them the mirror because it's just like all those feels come. And like, I started recording them because I just wanted to bottle it up.
And you know what? I'm so happy you mentioned that because do you have those on your highlights on your...
I do.
Okay, yes. So if you guys are watching, I definitely, like, I highly encourage you to hop over to Kim's highlights to see, because there's a couple of my, like, super gorgeous brides on there. No, but it's just, it makes me cry looking at it and just seeing their response, and you're right, like, all the feels, I'm so happy you started recording those, because once again, it's kind of like, just like I talked earlier, it's like, how do you even, like, express that Zen feeling you create? Sometimes you just have to see something to believe it, and so definitely do that. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Kim. So how can everybody find you? How can everybody stalk you?
Yeah, so Instagram is my number one, where I'm at all the time. You can find me on Facebook, but honestly, it's just my Instagram post being put there. But I do also have this amazing freebie I'm giving away to anyone, everyone. You do not have to hire me to get it. It is a free wedding morning guide. So I literally put every piece of advice I give to everyone, and probably plus some because I always forget something, of how to plan for your wedding morning, how to reduce your stress. I even have a checklist at the end that's interactive PDF checklist, so you can check off everything you've done. You can write down who's doing what you need, what food, what drinks, all the things. Because honestly, when I was getting married, I was racking my brain for all of it, looking through Pinterest, trying to find this exact thing, and I couldn't find it.
I love it.
I've made it for you, and it's going to make your life so much easier, reduce your stress. You're just going to know exactly what you need to do. And it works for everyone. Anyone, if you're getting makeup services, if you're not. It literally is a whole shebang. It's everything. So you can get that in my bio link. Just click my bio link and sign up for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then just for people tuning into, where are you located? Where do you go? Where are you located?
I'm based in San Jose, but I literally will travel anywhere anyone takes me. I've had a lot of weddings in Monterey, Carmel area. I've traveled up to San Francisco, Sonoma, Napa. I've had a wedding in Oregon. Anywhere, literally anywhere.
Just pack your bags and take her with you.
Yes, yes, please.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Kim. You've had some incredible tips and tricks, and I love the opportunity of working with you where my brides are just so well taken care of. It's like a whole mind, body, soul, face situation. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I cannot wait for you to come back home and hang out. And yay! So excited. Cool. Well, thank you again, and this was lovely. And if anybody has any questions, hop in my DMs. I love getting to chat with people. So, yay!
Thank you so much, and have a good day. And I'll be in touch soon.
Okay, yay. Bye.
Bye.